just footprints. Till you spot the crime, the key. When the years color my view, and I find pictures of you.
Welcome to the Comm Pod, a deep dive into the people that make up the School of Communication at Chapman University in Orange, California.
Breaking, trending, latest update today, live headline.
Wait, what did you just say?
Is it getting hot in here?
Yeah, it definitely is, but I didn't touch the heat, did you?
No, but now that I look at our guest, it looks like their seat's on fire.
It definitely is. Is it time for the hot seat?
Hold on. Goddamn heart rate's about 130.
Tracks back in.
Okay. So is that set up right?
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for the instruction, man. And the bed goes before the seat. Or after?
After. This is the music that we have the intro.
You know, touch it. Scroll with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's scroll up to the top because you're in 6. Yeah, scroll.
So I gotta cut these out.
Cut this out.
Should I put more sweepers in?
No, I think it's okay.
Okay.
All right,
So we're ready to go.
Go to assisted, and then that way you can just click. Oh, and then you can just click on the features.
So I got 7. I'm ready to go. So you're here now, cuz you might as well sit in. Is,
No.
is our 10 o'clock? Is it 10 o'clock?
Yeah, we better get going.
Are they coming?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We gotta go. Okay.
But I'll be in the production studio next door monitoring.
Okay. Sounds good. So, ladies, headphones. And I need to bring this live on.
There's no mic 2, Jimmy, so it's gonna be mic 3 and mic 4.
Okay. So what about the live stream?
It's already going.
I don't see us.
We can put on the app. This flight circle.
That's it. There we go. Thank you so much. Okay, are you all ready? Testing. Let me see how your mic is. Say something up, Professor Ray. I can't hear you. Say something. Talking to mic. Let me see.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, a little bit.
You hear me a little bit better now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to hear myself now.
Right.
Okay, we're getting there.
Gotcha. And the levels are right there. Okay, Dr. V, can you say something?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. You're good.
So keep saying something.
Howdy.
Gotcha.
How you doing today?
And I'm right there. I'm right there with you. Okay, this one is off. It's the radio DJ.
And you can control your logs, like,
Right.
individual there. That's really loud. Yeah, I actually love that too.
It's instant clear, TT1,
I don't know how
TT2.
people do this all the time, hearing
Computer.
themselves. Yeah, it's a little weird. It's awful.
Uh-oh.
We'll say, like,
So are you ready?
the quality is, like, really good. It's great.
So here we go.
Welcome to the Comm Pod, a deep dive into the people that make up the School of Communication at Chapman University in Orange, California.
Current breaking, trending, latest update today, live headline.
Is it getting hot in here?
Yeah, it definitely is, but I didn't touch the heat, did you?
No, but now that I look at our guest, it looks like their seat's on fire.
It definitely is. Is
Yeah,
it time for the
so
hot
we're
seat?
on.
Hold on. This goddamn heart rate's about 130.
Alright, so load up the intro again. Load up the
Hot seat.
currently. And then load up hot seat. And then drag your intro up to the top. And then currently underneath that. And then hot seat after that. Alright. So remember, just keep these on manual and assisted.
Yeah, so do I cut this one off after the hot seat story time mindset? It's 7. I'm go.
Okay.
Gotcha. Y'all ready? Ready. Thank you. Here we go.
Welcome to the Comm Pod, a deep dive into the people that make up the School of Communication at Chapman University in Orange, California.
Welcome to the Comm Pod, the podcast where we take a deep dive into the School of Communications at Chapman University in Orange, California, and we learn about the people within it. I am your host, DJ Jimmy C. the Exoneree, and today's guest from the School of Communication is none other than Professor Rikishi, as we know her. Professor Rikishi, how are you this morning, Professor Rikishi?
I'm doing well, Jimmy. How are you?
I am well, thank you so much. And we have a guest here with us. We have Professor Rikishi here with us today, and we also have a guest here with us, Dr. V. Dr. V and Professor Rikishi, how are you all doing this morning?
Doing well. Yeah.
Yes. And our guest today is none other than Professor Kishi, and that's Professor Rikishi Rey. And Professor Rikishi Rey is our final guest for the Comm Pod. And this has been a wonderful season, but I hate for it to end, but it is ending on a good note because we have Professor Rikishi Rey with us today. And we also, like I said, we have Dr. Megan Vendemia, I'm sorry. We have Dr. Megan Vendemia. So Dr. Vendemia, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. This is
Awesome.
exciting. Last
Awesome.
episode of the season.
Yes, last episode of the season. And we're going to begin by actually going right off into our topic. We're going to go right into it. And that topic is, Professor Kishi, can you tell the audience, can you tell us all about your experience here at Chapman University and how long have you been here?
Yeah, so my experience overall has just been absolutely, better than one can ever imagine. And everyone says that so clichély. But I was able to, earn my PhD in Southern California, Orange, California, and work with just some of the best faculty around. And again, everyone uses that so clichély, but when you look at who we were able to learn from within the last 3 years here, again, the experience that we are able to obtain as PhD students, as master's students, as undergrad students, is just something that is hard to comprehend. It's hard to kind of put into words. So I came to Chapman 3 years ago. I came from Cal State Fullerton, which is just like a hop, skip, and a jump across the freeway after earning my master's. And I chose Chapman over the University of Tennessee. And so have been very happy with my decision ever since I stepped foot here, and very excited that I had the opportunity to earn a PhD here.
Well, congratulations. And we are also happy for you. I've taken, I believe, 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 classes with you throughout the past few years. And you've been just a wonderful, wonderful professor, and I've learned a tremendous deal of information and knowledge throughout your classes. So are there any things like currently going on with you as far as research or as far as you preparing yourself to go off into the next level? Do you have anything ongoing as far as a research study or anything of that sort?
Yeah, I have. I'm very fortunate. I have quite a few things going on research-wise. I'm doing my dissertation, finishing that up in the next couple of weeks, which is like a culminating study. I was able to, I'm creating a model and a new measure and a new scale. But alongside that, I've kind of always continuously had 3 or 4 other side projects going at the same time. So I have 2 projects already going with colleagues over at Clemson. So I'll be joining Clemson University in the fall, working with them, working with a few colleagues here at Chapman, and kind of working on some more sport and health research. So I have a few side projects. It's always kind of been the way that I do things. I have a lot of side projects and then like your main one, and you just kind of rotate around and get them all done.
Yes. I know you're in the sport org. So is it any particular reason why you chose sports org?
Yeah, I chose sport. So my main emphasis is sport, and then basically everything that it contains, health, org, interpersonal, which is why I really like the sport field, is there's so many avenues that you can go from it. But I chose sport. We always say, whatever you research is kind of like me search.
Okay.
I played soccer my entire life. I played soccer growing up. I was fortunate enough to play D1. So was a college student athlete. I afterwards took some time off of academia and went and became a professional wedding photographer and got to be like my creative side. And then I realized that it was probably not something I wanted to do, long term, having a family, you're gone every single weekend. And I always loved school. When I was like in kindergarten, I used to do my homework and I'd be so sad that it was over that I would erase it all and then do it all over again. Mm-hmm. And so I always knew that I wanted to go back to school. I didn't know what I wanted to go back for. And so then I found this program and I found my master's program. And then I realized that I could study one of the things that I knew the best, which was sport, and come from it from a inside perspective, which is still kind of rare in our field. The more I'm in it, the more I keep on meeting people that are also, have played at a high level, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. And so it's fun to bring a unique perspective to our research and be able to understand, again, from like the athlete side. I also coach, so be able to understand from a coaching side so many different facets of sport. So that's kind of why I picked it.
That's
I like
phenomenal.
it.
That's phenomenal. Now, do you have any involvement still with photography of any sort?
Unfortunately, I do. I say unfortunately just because it's like juggling so many different hats at the same time.
Okay.
I now only do it for close friends. A lot of my friends have gotten married in the last couple of years or had babies or just like want an updated photo. So I've done photos for them. But I've gotten like out of the wedding industry, which is good. But I still dabble. I still have on my camera, my lenses, and I love Photoshop and Lightroom and all of that. So I get to have fun with that.
So I'm gonna call on Professor Rikishi when my anniversary comes around. We're gonna do the anniversary thing. I need a photographer, Professor Rikishi.
I'm here for you.
Yes. So Professor Rikishi, you just gave us another level of who you are with the photography. So who is your favorite soccer team?
It's going to break a lot of hearts. I'm so sorry. Arsenal is my favorite soccer team,
Okay.
which is a good team to like in the sense of like everyone kind of makes fun of them, and so you just own it. And I mean, they're doing a little bit better this year, but they're the team that if you really want to learn how to overcome heartbreak, that's the team that you watch.
Okay. See, I'm a Buccaneer fan, so I'm used to heartbreak.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they
I
bring
go
you
back.
like high highs, low lows.
Exactly.
You just own it. A
Exactly.
lot of life lessons in it.
So have you won any championships with the Arsenal? Have they won any?
They have. They won. I mean, they've won like some small things. They haven't won the league. Since I was a fan, I started being a fan in 2009. They haven't won like a league title in a long time, but they won it in 2007.
Well, at least they won it.
Yeah. They have. They do have a lot of titles, and they're the only team that is undefeated in their league. So that's our
pretty
claim to
good.
fame. We hang on to that. Like we hang on to that.
That's a pretty good thing. That's to your team. So here at Chapman University, like I was saying, we've met. I still remember. I don't know if you can go back in the day. We met on Zoom.
Oh man, I do. I do remember.
So how was Zoom teaching? How did that go for you?
Zoom, man. It was a great opportunity for us to all kind of keep going. So I commend Zoom. I commend everything that we did during that time. For me, I am the like extrovert introvert where I get, my like fulfillment and love out of being around people and having conversation and like seeing people and like grabbing coffee with them. And I love like little gifts. Like, hey, I was thinking about you and I saw this. So Zoom for me was hard in that sense. And I mean, Jimmy, you've now had me in person. I'm very much so like you walk in and I'm having a conversation with students and talking about their other classes and how are you? How's this going? How's that going? And so Zoom did take that away a little bit, but that was definitely one of the things that, I mean, I was so grateful for you. You always had your camera on and it was always, you were my one person that I knew like coming in, I'd be like, Jimmy, how are things going? And you'd be like, great, how are you? And we could have a conversation with it. And so, those students, again, like you were, and there was many other, I was very fortunate to have in my classes that still gave you that personal experience within Zoom. And again, super grateful that we were all able to, although a different platform, continue on and to see everyone still graduating this year on time. And I mean, it's just such a wonderful thing that we were able to do. And it was great.
I tell you, it doesn't seem like 2 years have passed.
Goodness.
It's been over 2 years.
Yep. Over 2 years.
And a pair of glasses for me, dealing with the Zoom and having. I didn't get the Blu-ray. You ever heard of the Blu-ray?
Oh, I have that.
I didn't get it until my wife was like, "You should get the Blu-ray." I'm like, "You're a year late." I'm almost blind now. but my up close vision, I'm nearsighted. So I credit that to Zoom.
Yes.
Thank you, Zoom.
Thank you, Zoom.
But
Gave us a lot of things.
Oh, for sure. But like you mentioned about, being on the Zoom camera, I actually enjoyed Zoom tremendously. Zoom was my friend because I could be anywhere in the country and just set up for class.
Which was wonderful. And I always encouraged my students at that time, find a place where you're comfortable to take this class. And if if that is, literally anywhere, I'm fine with that. You can be in any room, and that's okay with me. If you have the opportunity, once things kind of opened up, I was like, if you have the opportunity to travel, I had a few surfers in my class. I was like, go surf, come to class. Well, I'll teach you, go surf again. Like, it was a great opportunity for students to be able to live a lot of other aspects of their life, which was a wonderful opportunity for them.
I really, really enjoyed it. But I have to say, I'm a people person, similar to you. And I love the camaraderie. I love being in the classroom also, and being able to just see people up front. Now, when we had the mask, I didn't like that. We're in class and we're right by each other, but the mask, who are you?
Are you smiling? Are you laughing at my jokes? I still don't know.
Right. But it seemed more distant than Zoom. Zoom seemed perfect, and wearing the mask in person was like,
Yeah, we've come a long way. So it's been such a nice ending to this semester to be, in person, no masks, still safe, still. I mean, it seems like the students are staying healthy as well. So it's been great. It's been again, could not ask to end my experience here at Chapman in any other way.
I tell you, it's been phenomenal to have you here as a professor, and
thank you.
And you're graduating. We're graduating together. So what are you most excited about pre-graduation?
Okay. Some things that I'm really excited about. Pre-graduation, I would say, I come from a cohort is just phenomenal. And the cohort under me and those coming in, it's been so fun to encourage them and support them and help them in any way. I mean, it's been great to have conversations. And I mean, a few of my colleagues, like within my cohort, I'm so invested into their dissertation and so invested into their research. And so it's been like, hey, how did that, I know exactly how their hypothesis, did that turn out? Or like running it together and like working through things together has just been so wonderful. I started in person, COVID, and now in person again. And to see how much all of us have learned. I mean, it's just, we all came in. I mean, I had, coming into my PhD program, I had just, from my master's, gotten into like the communication side. I came from like mass comm. So I was like 2 years into like what a literature, my first year of my master's, I was learning what a literature review was. I was like, what is this? What is APA? And so to see us all come in as, freshman PhD students or baby PhD students, and like, just like, what do we learn? We don't know anything. And then still to feel like we know nothing, absolutely nothing at all, but then be like, have conversations and be like, oh, we do know what we're talking about now. That's been just cool. So that's been great kind of going into graduation. And then after graduation, I kind of mentioned it before, I'll be heading out to Clemson University and working there. So I'm really excited to kind of start now my career a little bit more and research a little bit more and teach a little bit more. And
I'll tell you, share a little bit more about the Clemson the job acceptance and the opportunity to go. Is that South Carolina?
Yes,
Orangeburg?
South Carolina.
I believe Orangeburg. Yeah, that's a wonderful place, a beautiful place.
It's far, far away from California.
yes. It's an entirely new way of life. But you're gonna love it. So tell us some things about your upcoming experience in Clemson. Have you spoken with staff over there to a degree?
Yeah.
And I mean, how? They're not going to welcome you like we welcome you here at Chapman. It's going to be a stark contrast to Chapman, but I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, no, a little bit of backstory with it. I mean, calls usually come out in the summer of what's opening up for anyone to apply to. I knew I wanted to stay within the sport and health field. I was willing to kind of open up to org if necessary. I got extremely fortunate. A health and sport communication line opened up at Clemson, and so it kind of just seemed like it was the right place to be. And so they moved really, really fast. So in September, they put the call out in the summer. It closed on the 1st of September. By the 3rd of September, I had made the short list. Awesome. 3 days later, I had a Zoom interview, and I think next morning at 7 a.m., I had passed the Zoom interview. And the Zoom interview, man, it is like not even 15 minutes. And it is just like a hot seat. They're just firing questions at you and you're just go, go, go. And they're like, all right, sounds great. You have one question for us. Sounds good. Bye. And like, it was just so stressful. So past that,
Yes.
The next morning they called me and they said, we're flying you out next week, so clear your schedule. And I said, okay, sounds great. Went and bought a dress, got all ready for that, went out there. And then by the time I was flying home, so I was flying home from Clemson on a Friday, and they had texted me and said, give us a call when you get home. And I had to remind them that there's a time difference. And I said, I'm getting home. It's going to be like midnight your time. And I was just landing in Dallas in my layover. And so they called me right away. And so they'd offered me the job while I was walking through the Dallas airport. And I'm like walking by myself with all my luggage and like,
Awesome.
no one's here. Like, I just got a job.
Awesome.
And so, I mean, immediately we worked through like negotiation of everything, and then they made the announcement, and it was just such a wonderful feeling.
Right.
I mean, they have a big staff out there, and almost every single one emailed me when
Wow.
they made the announcement
Wow.
and emailed me and just said, we came to your teaching talk or your research talk, or we were a part of some dinner or meeting, and just like, it was such a pleasure to meet you, and we look forward to having you. And then went above and beyond that of just saying, like, we know you're probably going to look for a house. If you have questions, let us know. And so my husband and I, Danny, we went out there a couple of months ago, and almost everyone was like, come over for dinner. Call us when you're out here, and had us over for dinner and introduced us to their family. And it's just such a warm feeling. So that was great. So going out, I mean, it's one of those where I keep on being like, are you guys sure? Because I mean, it's as high as you can go, which is, I mean, amazing.
Yes.
But I'm excited for it. And I'm excited, to continue being like, everything I've learned has been from Chapman. Like, this is what
Yes.
Chapman produces, because hands down would not be who I am and what I know or anything that I'm able to do without, again, the faculty here and those pushing me and challenging me. And so it's been such a wonderful opportunity that each time they're like, oh, you're going to Clemson. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Chapman. Like, they have a wonderful PhD program. They have a great
Awesome.
master's program. The undergrad students are just phenomenal. You should check it out. So it's been just such a great way to blend everything that I've been doing.
Well, I tell you, I guess I can go ahead and say Dr. Rikishi Ray.
Not yet, not yet.
I mean, you're
but
there.
soon.
You're there. Go
soon.
ahead and accept
couple
it.
weeks. Not absolutely not.
We're
Couple
2 weeks away. You already.
Couple weeks.
Is that couple? You want to wait?
I do.
So
You
we'll
got
wait.
it. It's a weird thing that, like,
We'll wait.
I mean, it's like, I mean, you would know. You can't play I mean, as much as you walk into that championship game going, I'm going to be a champion afterwards.
Right.
They're going to call me like, I won it. I am first place. You tell yourself that. But if anyone were to come up to you and be like, hey, man, you won it, you'd be like, not yet. Not yet. Haven't won it yet.
Sure.
And so it's, I mean, again,
Sure.
sport mentality. Not yet, but soon.
Yeah, I just believe in speaking into existence.
Absolutely.
And I just know that these next couple of weeks are just going to be so, you're going to be so anxious, and I guess we'll walk together.
We are.
That's
We're
phenomenal.
gonna walk together. So it's gonna be great. I have so many students that are graduating this year, so it's gonna be
Wow.
really fun just to cheer you guys and like be like the crazy person in the audience, being like, I know that person. They were mine.
So I imagine you're going to have a lot of family and friends here.
I do. I have a great core group
Yeah.
of friends
Yeah.
that are all coming down from San Diego and
Yeah.
kind of Orange County area.
Wow.
All coming down, and it's one of those things where I'm like, please don't come.
Yeah.
Like, you really don't have to. You're going to sit there. They're going to call my name for like 0.2 seconds. You're probably not going to hear it. You're not going to recognize it because they're going to say Rikishi and all you guys call me Kishi. Like, you don't have to. And all of them are like, absolutely not. We're there.
Yeah.
We're there early. We're celebrating with you. And so I'm just so fortunate and so grateful to have the friend group that I have.
Oh, most definitely. It's the moment, it's having that moment and having loved ones there with you to share in that celebration. I mean, it's incomparable.
You got to find your people. When you find them, you
Yeah.
hold on to them tight, because I've gotten so lucky.
Friendships,
Yeah.
family. Oh my. Well, I tell you, Professor Ray, Professor Kishi, it has been nothing short of phenomenal and awesome to have met you and to have you as a professor. I've learned so much from you, and you're so passionate about what you do as far as teaching and just being able to communicate effectively with all of your students, all staff, everybody. And we're going to miss you. It's not a goodbye. It's we wish you well. You're moving on to a wonderful level of life and occupation. You're doing what you love to do the most and the best, and this is what you do, and we're just supporting you, and we thank you for giving back to Chapman University.
Thank you. And again, I wouldn't be able to do it without the students that you all are and the faculty that we have here. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
Yes. And with that said, we're going to move off into our next segment, and that next segment is going to come up, and it's going to be none other than our segment relating to what is the hot seat. And the hot seat segment is, we're just going to go right into it. I want to ask you, what is the last book that you've read? And kind of give us the name of that book and tell us something about it.
It's a great question. I honestly don't know if I read a book in a long time. Just because, I mean, when you're in a PhD program, you just read a bunch of other things. I have watched, and the only thing that I allowed myself to take a break with was Peaky Blinders. It's a TV show, phenomenal TV show. So that has been the one thing that has been my break. I do look forward to reading afterwards. I keep joking that I look forward to reading a page where I don't have to look up any words and I understand everything that is happening in that page.
Okay. So my next question is, what is the last song that was stuck in your head?
Last song stuck in my head. I would say, rapid fire, man. Any country song, literally any. I wake up singing country songs. It's really bad.
Awesome. So what is your favorite city and why?
Knoxville, Tennessee. Love it with all my heart. Feels like home.
Gotcha. Are you a Vols fan?
I am.
Oh, man.
Through and through.
Hate to hear that. So tell us something people don't know about you besides you being a photographer.
Orca whales give me childlike joy.
Okay. So what's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Sushi.
Sushi.
Or bagels.
Okay. Sushi Kishi. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna go right off into our next segment, and it's basically about story time. And this is a specific segment where we'll give our guests an opportunity to just share just something short about your stay here at Chapman University. So as we've said prior to this, you came to Chapman University, I believe, over 3 years ago. So what drew you to Chapman University?
Yeah, my conversation with Dr. Keith Weber. He spent 3 hours with me, getting to know me, telling me all about the program. And so really, he is what absolutely hands down sold the program to me.
Awesome. Okay, if you could only wear a black shirt with white text on it for the rest of your life, what does that shirt say?
Do your job and be a good person.
Awesome. Okay, so if there was only one cause that you could support in our world, what would that cause be and why?
I would create my own one, and it would be being nice and genuine.
Okay, that's phenomenal. I mean, I know you keep up on the current happenings of today. You know, right now we're waiting on a ruling from the Supreme Court dealing with Roe v. Wade, and that's a very controversial issue. That's at the forefront right now. And how I don't want to put the pressure on you, but give us a few words on that in your own words, if you could.
I always say when making a decision, I mean, I think it's the one thing that college teaches you is to be able to be critical and be able to see things from every single side. And I think that, when making these decisions, it's so important not to make them just based off of what you're seeing on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or anything, not just what is being reposted, but being able to, gain your information from there, but then also, not just relying on news sources and and just getting it from everywhere so that you make an educated decision and have educated conversations on it. And I think that the communication behind that is so important, of how you're communicating about it and how you're just having these discussions with others who maybe don't think the same way that you do.
Yes.
But the way that we, if we want to make change, then the communication behind how we're communicating about important things is so vital to being able to make the change that we all want to see.
Sure. Objectivity, being objective. And, I believe in having the conversation. I believe in let's engage in conversation. Let's communicate effectively. I don't have to agree with you. We don't have to. I'm not trying to convince you of my position. I just want to have the conversation. And maybe I'll hear some things from you that I may incorporate, and vice versa. You might hear some things from me you may incorporate. We can learn and grow together, and we can actually respect each other's opinions and views. They don't have to be the same, but we're in this world together. We're all human beings. It's one race, and that's the human race. Period.
Yep.
So I thank you for answering that question. I know I put you on the spot a little bit.
No, absolutely.
Well, that's what I do. But I want to jump right into mind melt. I'm taking on these things as we go. The mind melt section is it's about philosophical. It's a philosophical question where the guest takes it and gives us their perspective. So I'm going to ask you, what everyday action would be funnier if you did a tennis grunt every time you performed it?
Let's say drinking coffee.
Okay, awesome. So my next one is, if there was only one cause that you could support in our world, what would that cause be and why?
Okay, so I think I would go then with supporting educations.
Okay, education.
Yeah.
Most importantly. So what is the one occupation in the world that you would love to have? And what would that choice be and why?
A marine biologist.
Okay.
That's like the 5-year-old in me. I wanted to be marine. My goal in life is to swim with orca whales. So that would be, yep.
That's awesome. That's it. So that was our mind melt section. And, that concludes that segment of the Comm Pod. And I tell you, it's just been a phenomenal opportunity to sit here with you in the studio. Is this your first opportunity?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And the studio is just absolutely incredible.
Well, how about this? This is the studio. So we're here in the studio. We have Professor Travis Bartosh. We call him DJ Curly. He's here with us, and the day started off a little rocky, but hey, I tell you, it's about perseverance, resiliency, and we were able to just keep going forward. We won't share that with the guests, but hey, there's always unexpected events that occur.
Always.
So it's about how we react to them versus what happened. It's all about the reaction. So let me ask you this: we have Dr. Vendemia here with us today, and we haven't heard from her too much. So Dr. Vendemia, can you just jump in? Dr. V, jump on in here before we leave this episode and give us a little bit about how you've enjoyed being around Professor Rey throughout this past, I guess, three years.
Yeah, this is so exciting. What we are approaching this is our first graduating class, which, like most universities, I couldn't tell you when their first PhD cohort gets to graduate. And I actually started my job the year that our first PhD program started, which is, seeing that go through from start to finish is really, really amazing and exciting.
And I mean, it's just phenomenal to be here witnessing this. So, and I tell you, we can go on, but I don't want to take too much time away from the ladies, and I also want to let others be able to get going in their daily things. So I'm going to conclude with this segment, and this is our final segment of the Comm Pod for this season. But I want you all to stick around and stay tuned for next season. There's going to be another host in here, and they're going to do a wonderful job. Continue to support the Comm Pod. Continue to support ChapmanRadio.live, and just tell your friends, share opportunities, share the information that we're giving out. And, it's all about trying to inform and just bring a better Chapman. And with that said, I just want to thank you all for just joining in, and just enjoy the rest of your day. And we want to say we're out. God bless.